Keller Williams Command brings the agent operating system and the consumer operating system together seamlessly.
Command organized everything for me, then put it in one place.
When you have dominion over what you've got at your fingertips, it gives you the opportunity to grow. I was always moving between these different applications,
but none of them talk to one another. And as a result, there's lost clients, which means lost dollars.
A spreadsheet for my finances.
We had 7 or 8 different logins.
A spreadsheet for my showings report, for my listings, my price adjustments.
It was a big time drain.
Our goal is nothing short of reinventing how people experience real estate through technology and making sure that you're the owner of that technology.
We wanted to build a platform that would connect Keller Williams agents all over the world. This technology was built by agents, directed for agents, and ultimately created to make your lives better.
We really took time with each one of the applets, getting to know how it could help us in our business, and Designs was huge because it eliminated that Canva expense. We templated what is our brand going to be, and now everything is branded, it's succinct, it takes seconds to create new listing, under contract, just closed.
We use the campaigns dashboard a lot. Within the campaigns dashboard, we can send direct mailers out to neighborhoods that we farm. You just choose like an area, or you can say 123 Main Street, we want like 250 mailers to go out for just listed within a 5-mile radius, or you choose a radius. We also use the campaigns dashboard to set up social media ads and pay-per-click ads to not only be in our hyper-local area, but also farm outside to gain more territory.
The way people are shopping for homes has changed. Everything is social, everything is on the phone. So if you can't be on the phone and them have direct access to you as their agent, you're losing. You can tell a real estate agent built this app, and that's what I appreciate. If they find a property within the app and they want to ask about it, it goes directly to you.
It's a really great way of being able to connect with your client if you're using the same platform together, and I can see what they're accessing, what's interesting them, when they're clicking on things, when they're opening things. So it helps me also be more efficient how I'm working with my clients.
With smart plans, I'm allowed to set it and forget it. I don't have to worry about clients falling through the cracks.
It keeps track of things that we wouldn't otherwise think of. You know, my clients' home anniversaries, their birthdays, the things that build that feel-good relationship with your clients, it automates. And so it makes those touches so much easier to keep track of and to make happen.
So what's really neat about Opportunities is that it will track that lead and that business through the process, not just track it in terms of steps, but also the math behind it. Every step of the way, as I get closer to a closing, I'm starting to realize those dollars. And as someone that knows pretty much every CRM out there, I've never seen this before.
For me as a team leader, I use the Opportunities dashboard the most, just looking at the numbers and seeing where we are. Conversion rates,
Average commission, we're tracking what our sales price is.
GCI, probable income, potential income, all those things are things that I'm looking at, and then ways to lead generate, ways to get more listings, ways to get more business within the team.
I can make smart business decisions based on where are we going to spend more money, where are we going to cut back, and it's all right there in one spot.
So like Gary said, when you know the right numbers, hitting the mark becomes the entire focus of the team. And so for us, when we want to know our numbers, we look at the reports dashboard to make sure that we're on track.
You know, I could see what's on my agents' dashboards, but then I could also see how they're interacting. I could see where they're winning. I could see where they're not winning, and I could coach specifically to what it is I'm seeing. If I see a number of appointments being set and a number of appointments being held, but no listings being taken, and I have a tool that exposes that deficiency, what should I be coaching or training around?
Command has simplified our lives on the back end of running a team with a lot of moving parts and pieces and human capital. It's allowed us to go to one place to get the answers that we're looking for in almost every single facet of our business.
The cost per lead is ridiculously low. If I was spending $3,000 before, I can spend like $150 or $200 now. It's been like 95 cents a lead on Command.
One of our CRMs, we were paying as much as $2,000 a month.
I could take the money I was spending on a CRM and I could support another family by hiring somebody full-time into our organization.
We were able to cut our expenses by 50%. So moving to Command was just like a no-brainer. We can save money if we go to a free platform versus paying for one or two, right?
We've leveraged the technology within Command and allow for that to enhance our business.
From A to pay, it just simplified everything.
You could tell that this was made for agents by agents.
What Keller Williams Command does better than any other system out there is it keeps you relevant and it keeps you right in the middle of the transaction and it doesn't let any detail slip by.
Real estate is about helping people with one of the most fundamental aspects of their lives, home. And you are the expert they turn to. And not just when someone buys or sells, but before, after, and all the little spaces in between. So it can be frustrating when you don't have the time or technology to know when someone needs your help. And when you miss that opportunity, it creates a gap that someone or something else can step into. So let's close that gap and give you the time and technology you need to build high-quality relationships with more people. Let's join forces and demand our technology not replace us, but help us be more human, more present, more everything. Let's take Command, built exclusively by and for Keller Williams agents.
Whether you're a leader or agent, KW Command enables you to manage and grow your business through one powerful integrated platform.
A typical agent spends more than 60% of their time away from their desk. That means you have to be able to take your business wherever you go. The Command app makes it possible. When you are on the go, everything you need is right there on your phone.
You can access and manage your contacts, respond to new leads, prioritize daily tasks, and manage your opportunities, all within the Command app. Tasks are the backbone of your day. Within the Command app, you can easily add and manage tasks, then see a clear snapshot of what needs to get done when.
So your to-do list is always up to date and prioritized.
The Command app makes tracking contacts and leads easy. With built-in integrations for texting and calling, including Twilio and WhatsApp, you can effortlessly log a call or text, then instantly view it on your contacts timeline.
There is a reason Command Mobile has a 4.8 out of 5 rating in the App Store.
The Command app makes it easy to build, foster, and maintain relationships with your sphere of influence. You can assign a lead to a smart plan, add tags, and create notes, so you'll always remember what's important to your clients. You can manage your opportunities and always keep your pipeline updated. In-app and push notifications ensure you won't miss out on anything important.
Plus, the app makes it easy to manage read and unread notifications and to set reminders.
You'll always be in the know and ready for action whenever and wherever you get new info, like seeing who's requested a tour or who's inquiring about a property. Like we said, we're serious about helping you thrive.
With the Command app, everything you need is at your fingertips.
Command was created to help entrepreneurs like you thrive. Whether you're a market center leader or agent, KW Command enables you to run and grow your business through one powerful and integrated platform. We built Command around Gary's proven laws of lead generation. Build a database, feed it daily, and communicate with it systematically. It's all about being more human, more often, with more people. We want you to thrive in this market and capture your unfair share of every market. That's why we help you generate more leads for less. Using Command, you can upload your contacts and start a high-impact marketing campaign without spending a dime. You can run targeted ads across media channels, including Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok with just one login. In Command, you can create one-off listing campaigns or always-on recruitment programs with push-button ease. No marketing expertise required. You'll do in 9 minutes what used to take 9 hours. And at less than $3 a lead, you'll pay a fraction of what everyone else in the industry is paying. Save time, save money. Sold. Like we said, we're serious about helping you thrive. For streamlined lead gen, it's all right there. Friends, it's time for you to take command.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I hope you had a nice, you have a very good sleep, and maybe you had breakfast already, or maybe you're having coffee right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us here once again in our Power Mornings. And just like last week, we have a super special guest from Malaysia, who's one of the best speakers, not only best speakers but in Malaysia, but he is also the director for growth expansion for Keller Williams Worldwide. Anyway, so last week, we had a very nice session about self-mastery and the 80-20 rule. No? It's about knowing yourself, knowing your skills, and knowing your capacity, and of course, setting your goals, and also identifying what to focus on, meaning what you should do. And as discussed in detail by our speaker, Jonathan, what you should also identify what you should not do or should avoid to so as not to be distracted. So this morning, we're going to move forward to the next steps. Anyway, did you notice the background behind me? You see, it's very nice. Huh? This is one way of reminding all of us here at the office on the 7 perspectives of the real champions. Okay, from the base, which is committing to self-mastery, and then the 80-20 rule. And today, we will be moving to the next step, which is the move from E to P. And then, of course, number 4 will be being learning-based. So, without much further ado, I'd like to welcome again, and we'd like to thank him in advance for doing us for not only for Keller Williams Philippines, because we have opened this now to all the agents here in the Philippines, so that you'll have a new perspective, and we'd like to share with you how champions work, how their minds operate, and what will help you build your real estate business. Not only, mind you, not only build your real estate career as a selling professional, but how to build your teams and your real estate business. So once again, please help me welcome our very good friend and one of the best speakers in Malaysia, Mr. Jonathan Lee Kit Singh.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much, Andy, and thank you for having me on the show. And this is a show that we will be planning for the rest of the year. We are in season 1, and we are talking really about 6 personal perspective. I want to just have everyone answer this quick question as we start this morning, right? I'm going to share my screen very quickly. Hang on, let me just get my screen right out. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. And I want to ask everyone to answer this question. What is the difference? What is that differentiates those who achieve at the highest level from those who don't seem to achieve much? Anyone? Any comments on the chat box? What is the difference? What is that differentiates those who achieve at the highest level from those who don't seem to achieve much? Anyone want to put on the chat box? What do you think? What do you think are some of the differentiations or some of the things that is different from people who achieve a lot and those who don't achieve much? Just feel free to put that in the chat box this morning. Takes action. Echo Antonio says this takes action. Anyone else? Focus and persistence. Goal setting, strong, big why, and grit. Awesome. I love that. What else? Anyone else? And there's no right and wrong answer here. It's just a thought this morning. Commitment. I like that. Commitment. Awesome. Anyone else? Self-confidence, consistency. Brilliant. What else? Discipline. Awesome. Continuous learning. Awesome. Anyone else? Why some people do better than others? Attitude. I like that. Focus. I like that. What else? With vision, discipline, and consistency. So there's a lot of common themes here. Purpose. I love that purpose. A lot of common themes here that all of us somehow understand that there is a differentiation from those who achieve a lot and those who don't accomplish much. Now, when we run 6 personal perspective, again, I want to just, for those who just joined us today for the first time, who missed last week's episode, do go to our YouTube channel and then sign up and look at the last episode and watch the first episode. We talk about the first 2 perspectives, but I wanted to highlight that really what defines a perspective is really these 3 key things, right? It's how we put our mindset, how we put our attitudes, and how we merge our approach to life. Really, all these 3 key things, right, kind of help us define our perspective. And I thought that this morning, as we move on to the perspective number 3 and number 4, I want us to think really deep about what's going on in our mindset today. How's our attitude towards our business and our life? And what's our approach to life? And really, some of these things we may not understand it very well ourselves, but I want us to come to a point where we are able to bring some sort of awareness that what kind of mindset are we bringing in today, and how's our attitude and how's our approach to life. I think all these 3 key things define the way we look at our perspectives. And that's why when we design this course in KWU, these are the 6 key things that we believe that will affect those 3 things in running your business and building a very successful business and a successful life. Just want to recap that just to make sure that all of us are on the same page. But this morning, hang on, I'm going to go quickly. And this morning, we're going to talk really about one of my favorite perspectives, which is moving from E to P, being entrepreneurial and being purposeful. Now, how many of you agree that those who are in real estate today are definitely, they definitely have to have some sort of entrepreneurial characteristic, or they have to be entrepreneurial? If you agree that we're supposed to be entrepreneurial, please press 1. Okay, only 1%. Okay, entrepreneurial. Now, why Gary Keller teaches us to move from entrepreneurial to purposeful is because sometimes when we are entrepreneurial, we kind of guess a lot of things. We kind of try to figure out a few things, and we try to test this and test that and see what happens. And it becomes very, very inconsistent. The question is, how can we be consistent? Right? How many of you have experience or know of agents, especially real estate agents, right? They will have a great year, and next year it will be not so good, and maybe a little bit better second half of the year, and then it isn't a zigzag or a yo-yo kind of experience. How many of you have experienced that before or know of agents who experience a yo-yo productivity? Meaning you cannot consistently achieve this certain level of results consistently every month, every year. How many of you experience that? How many of you know someone? If you know someone, please press 3. There you go. Some of you know. And a lot of times it's because a lot of times we fail to look at how can we be more purposeful, right? Being purposeful requires us to do things that is unnatural. The entrepreneurial way is doing things that's very natural. Now I know I need to wake up and need to post my advertisements, and I'll do things that I like to do. The purposeful way is doing things that is unnatural and likely you don't like to do, or you don't feel comfortable doing, right? So let's have an example. What is something that is purposeful? Last week we talked about someone shared after the session during the sharing. Someone said, I'm going to wake up this morning and do my 5-5-5. So doing a 5-5-5 means calling five new clients, 5 listings, and 5 existing prospects every single day, calling 15 people every single day. It is a purposeful way of running a business. Entrepreneurial way would be, let's see who we call, let's see who is interested, or let's see who is ready to receive my call. Let's see who has responded to me on my ads, I will call them. So it's very natural. The unnatural thing is, let's pick up a phone and talk to someone on the phone. Hopefully I will get some sort of response or some sort of opportunity from having that conversation with that person. So that's being purposeful. So entrepreneurial, it's something that doesn't follow a system or a model. It is fluctuating. Purposeful, you're following a system and model. Again, I don't know, Andy, how is it like in Philippines, but I believe all over the world, agents that I meet, they find it very challenging to be purposeful. They find it very challenging to follow a certain regime or system or structure. Andy, do you agree with me that a lot of us struggle with that?
Yes. I think because it sounds simple, but not easy. Right? They say, one of the speakers said, E, instead of entrepreneurship, means easy. And P, which is purposeful, means painful, just like how you defined it.
Right. So today I want to share a few examples of what it looks like to be purposeful. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. Now, part of being in Keller Williams, one of the value that we have is really we have a lot of resources and a lot of things that is being created for agents. And I want to share one key thing. There is actually what we call now MREA playbook. And I'll be talking a lot about this MREA playbook, one-page playbook, as we move along the episodes along the way. This is one example of a playbook. Now, what is being purposeful is you are very clear of what you want to achieve. Now, if you all can see my screen here right now, right? This is a playbook from this agent called Dan Mouse from New Jersey, Sewell. And he made a playbook. This is his system right now. What he does on a daily basis to hit 168 listings. He took 168 listings in 2021 through this 4-point marketing program plan. Being very purposeful, right? What he does is there are 4 key things that he does. Quarterly calls to SOI. If you are not familiar with SOI, SOI stands for Sphere of Influence. People around you that you know you, love you, and want to do business with you, or your past clients, or your clients' friends, or your referrals that knows you very well and wants to do business with you. He has quarterly phone calls with them every quarter. Then every year, he has 4 client events, right? And all his database go through a 36 touchpoint database system. And he has a buyer-seller intake service on his business website. So these are 4 key point marketing plans. Now, what is his quarterly call system look like, right? He set a goal to call his past clients and call Sphere 4 times a year. His key activities is to make 20 connections a day. His key is ending the call to achieve 20 in 2 hours. You must have every 6 minutes per conversation. So it's very clear. This is a systematic way, a model-based approach in running a business that has helped him achieve 168 listing collected business. Now, these are his steps, right? He divides his past clients into 12 groups. He makes a systematic way of doing his steps. Now, when you look at this particular sheet of paper here right now, right? It's what we call building a listing-based system from your SOI. It's a what do you call a playbook, right? From one person. What are your thoughts? Give me your ahas. Share your ahas. When you look at this, can you imagine yourself running a business plan based on this, right? Running part of your daily activities based on this particular action. This is kind of like being very purposeful, right? What are your thoughts? Anyone? Very specific, right? Salary specific, very specific. Anyone else? What are your thoughts? When you look at this, what do you see, guys? Give me your thoughts. Put in the chat box. And I believe you're on Facebook Live. For those on Facebook Live right now, let us know what do you see on Facebook? What do you see on the screen, and how are your feedback? We will respond to you. Anyone? There you go. Right. Any thoughts? Looks thorough. Right. So systematic, thorough. This is being very purposeful. You don't think about what to do. You just do it. Once you set it into place, it's do. Yes, it's highly intentional. Thank you so much, Amelia. I like that. Very detailed. Highly intentional, very detailed. Now, this plan may not work for you, right? There could be other plans around. We have plenty of plans in our playbook right now. And one of the most exciting things that KW has done in the recent years is really coming out with a lot of playbooks for agents, all right, for them to use, right? This is another playbook. I'm giving you another playbook. Can you see my other screen right now? This is basically how to supercharge your SOI. 98% repeat and referral based by personalizing her touch plan, right? So this is an agent out of Georgia, right? Gina Sharma. She has three key things that she does consistently every year, right? So number one, she has 5 client events per year, right? First happy hour, second happy hour, family event, fall festival, and pie giveaway. So she has 5 key events per year, right? Number 2, she collects all important dates from her clients and send personal cards for each of their whatever birthday important dates. And number 3, she gives back to the community. Now, these particular plans look simple, but it's highly event-based, right? How does she create events to generate leads? Now, it may work in her market, it may work differently in your market. You're going to think about what does it work, what works for you in your market, right? But what I'm giving you example here today is you are able to see people or agents who are succeeding at a very high level has very clearly defined plans, has very clearly defined activities that they follow through on a daily, weekly, monthly, annual basis. That is the example of being purposeful, right? Now I'm going to pause here for a while, and if you have any questions or anyone from the floor, from the room, in the chat room, or also in Facebook, you have any questions, please ask us right now. What do you see? What is your aha? Right, can post. Right, anyone? Anybody? Any thoughts? And when you look at this, how do you feel about how agents should behave? Right, let's look at that chat. A lot of events to network as absolutely. Now, a lot of agents do a lot of events because it is the best way to gather people together and have conversation, get them to understand and learn about your business and you. Anyone else? What are some of your thoughts when you saw this this kind of a playbook that we had just now? How many of you want this playbook, by the way? How many of you want this playbook, by the way? If you want this playbook, please press 1. All right, everyone wants this playbook. I'm going to attach it into I'm going to attach it into right. I'm just going to attach this into the chat box. Your playbook is an aha moment. It's not my playbook, it's a KW playbook, by the way. So I just take whatever from the resources from KWU and just share with everyone. So that's the copy of the playbook. It's personalized for her clients, absolutely. So you got to sit down and think through right now, right? What works for your market and your clients? And it's as simple as, how can I write out a plan to touch base with all my SOI for the whole quarter or the whole year? What do I need to do in order for me to touch base with my clients? Do I need to have a script? Do I need to have a call to action opportunity, right? Purposeful across different timelines. That's right. Take a lot of discipline. That's why it's being purposeful. You wake up in the morning, you should know what you should be doing. If you wake up in the morning and you're thinking about what you should be doing, that's a challenge. Does that make sense? If you wake up in the morning today and you're aware what you have to do, then you are being very purposeful. If you wake up in the morning and you're not sure what you're supposed to do and you're thinking about what should I do, potentially you're not being purposeful. Right? Does that make sense? Right? Andy, any questions for me? You're muted, Andy.
Sorry, yeah. Now, the playbook is very nice, very helpful, and it looks and sounds very simple, right? But then again, I'm sure a lot of agents, or maybe you could share with us your experience, because before you were not yet with Keller Williams until you discovered this, and then you moved now from being entrepreneurial to purposeful. What are the challenges that you encountered in that shift?
Yeah, so the challenge was, how do I change the way I think about business? Because sometimes we are addicted to this thing called, I want quick results. Yes. And sometimes being purposeful as you are doing it, right, you may not see any result today. For example, if I spend the next 2 hours today and my role is supposed to call that 20 people, right, and none of them came to something that is value to my business, I tend to think that that's not working. So somehow, as real estate agents, I believe we have this mindset that we have to do things that immediately bring you results. So the instantaneous results. So that becomes the greatest misunderstanding that most agents have, based on my observation and personally my journey as well, is when we thought that we need to do things that have immediate result now. But as I learned and I journey in Keller Williams for the past 7 years, I always remember one thing that Gary Keller said in his book called The One Thing. He said that success is sequential. If you want to have a high level of success consistently, you have to have everything in sequence, meaning you have to have everything in structure. So meaning you have to accept the fact that sometimes the things that you do consistently, as you have 1 out of 5 days, maybe 2 days, it doesn't bring you the best value that you're supposed to have. And that's okay. But if you look across the next 2 years or 1 year, if you do this consistently, right, you would see your results showing up, because you are doing it consistently across a certain period of time, right? So it's time over task versus let's find something that can give me the result now, right? All of us want that instant result now, right? It's like we are looking for that super drug, right? So it's like I want to lose weight today. Every year I have a joke with my wife. Every year at the year end, she will always ask me what's my New Year resolution, and I will say I want to lose weight. And I've been doing that for the past I don't know how many years. Now I never lose weight yet. I'll be very honest, and I'm always gaining weight. And the only reason is because I'm always looking for the best way to do it with the least pain. Right? Yes. And if you know me, when I come to Manila a lot, you guys feed me well because I do eat a lot, and food is a passion that I have. And it becomes a serious passion, right? But it's very hard to change that behavior, right? Because I'm looking for something that I don't have to change this behavior. That's not going to work. Right? That's not going to work. So I have to be unnatural about it. I'm going to stop. When I go Manila next time, please don't take me out for eat food. Don't buy the fried chicken from what's that place called? Jollibee. Don't do all these things for me anymore if you want me to lose weight, right? So, but that is the reality, right? Because we always think we want to achieve something, but we are not doing the things that will help us achieve it, because it causes a lot of pain. It causes a lot of discomfort. It causes a lot of disappointment. And one of the key things, Andy, is we are agents finding it very hard to overcome disappointment. This is what my observations are, right? So yeah, that's the reason why.
And also, one thing I noticed when you mentioned earlier that sometimes we do things because it brings immediate gratification. Actually, there's also a danger there because sometimes, especially new agents, okay, you take a lot of time studying, taking up the course, taking up the license, and then you already have a very big plan. But then there's this temptation to do it the easy way. Okay, you find some opportunities and having, let's say, leasing. Leasing is so easy. Anybody can do leasing. So it's very tempting. So you do it the easy way, And in the process, you're no longer learning. You're no longer, and you are no longer using all the potential that you have, all the knowledge that you have acquired, all the skills that you have trained for, and all the information that you have. Because, oh, this is comfortable. I just lease this one, small things. And it makes you complacent. Until you know the principle of having it and not using it, you will lose it, right?
Right. Definitely. It's a practice thing, right? It is all about practice. And if you ask me, for example, when I was running my business at a very high level, as a real estate agent on the sales ground, that was probably 10 years ago. Now, if you ask me to go back to that route right now, it'll be very challenging for me because I've not done it for a long time. I will need a lot of time to adjust myself, to hit my momentum and get back to my rhythm, right? And I may not be as good as I was before because I was a lot younger, not so heavy. I was lighter. I can do more things, right? So it is true, Andy, that when we delay and we don't maximize our capacity at a certain period of time, we will lose capacity, right? We will lose capacity because our body has come to a point that it cannot accept more capacity, right? Does that make sense? So all of us have certain seasons in life and certain capacity that we have in our body and our mindset and whatever's happening around our lives, right? So certain people in certain seasons of life, they cannot be as active, as aggressive as they were when they were younger, right? Because of certain situations in their life. So that's why we must maximize all that we have and be very purposeful about it. I remember I have an agent, she was very, very successful in corporate, but then she had an issue with her son. One of her son was diagnosed with some level of autism. Therefore, she has to quit her corporate job, high-level corporate job, high-paying job, and spend more time with the son. And she came and joined real estate, and she said, I only have 3 to 4 hours a day because once my son comes back home from the learning disability center, I have to be with him. So what can I do for the next 3-4 hours every single day that will give me the same income that I had? So it was very clear, that person is very clear, right? I only got 4 hours a day to do certain things. And weekends, I got more time, right? So plan her time around that time that she has and maximize whatever she does to achieve the goal that she wants. Becomes very clear, right? Sometimes we are not clear. That's why we can't be purposeful because we are not really clear what we want. Does that make sense? So she was very clear what she wants and she's able to achieve her goal.
Okay, yeah. Now it's very clear, and you already told us about, the objectives and the benefits of being purposeful and the challenges of being purposeful. Now, can you give us a tip on how to start? So what's the best way to start so that they can manage their expectations? Because otherwise, if you do it abruptly and then you get disappointed, the tendency is, okay, forget it, right? So what is the best way to start moving from being E to P?
Okay, a very good question. Number one, document and make it clear. Write down what's your purposeful actions that you have to do on a daily basis. Make it very simple. That's why we have the 411 plan, right? The GPS and 411. Get that sorted out and be very clear what is it that you need to do every day that is simple. Likely, it's not going to be 10 things in a day. If you have 10 things, if you have a to-do list, you have a problem. You are supposed to have a success list. What is a success list? 2 or 3 things that work that will help you increase your number. So for example, if you are a listing agent and your priority now is to increase your listing, your number one thing is what is it that I need to do to achieve more listing appointment, right? It's very simple. The goal is listing appointment. How many calls must you make? Be as simple as that, right? As I said, success is very boring. It's very simple, but it's not easy because it requires us to do things that we don't like to do, right? Simple and easy is totally different, right? It can be very simple, but not easy, right? It's very simple, right? For me, lose weight, stop eating carbohydrates every day. Very simple. It's not complicated. It's not rocket science. I don't need to go to a university and they'll teach me how to stop eating carbohydrates. I just have to make a decision. It's very hard. When you come to Philippines, everything is rice, right? Very hard, right? So how do you stop that, right? You have to make a decision, right? Stop it. So it's simple. What do you do? How many calls do you make? Be very simple and start small. Celebrate when you complete your tasks, not celebrate when you achieve something. Celebrate when you complete your task first. Have small celebrations. Celebrate, complete your tasks. Celebrate when you have one small win. Find out what is your win that day. All of us, if you do things consistently, you will be able to find a win. By completing the task is a win itself. Does that make sense? By having an appointment is a win itself. So I think having small steps like this, right, and focusing on the small steps matters. The next thing I will encourage is gather together as a group of people and encourage each other. Be very careful when you look at all the celebrities. Be very careful. Someone once told me, I want to be like Elon Musk. And I challenge that person now. You know what has Elon Musk done to help him achieve what he wants to achieve today? He lost his family, right? He has very challenging relationship issues. Is that the life that you want? Now, if you want that life, go ahead and get that life, right? So be very careful when you look at all these other successful people. You don't see the pain that they go through. You don't see the sacrifice that they go through. You don't see the reality that they go through, right? So be very careful. I would encourage you to look at the nearest people in your market center, in your office, like who is the number one agent in my center? What is he or she doing correctly that she's achieving so much more than me? At least she's doing better than me. So look for models, role models that can help you win. Look for role models that is winning and see how they do it. Just copy it. A lot of times, right? I like to say how the country of China becomes so successful is because they are very good at copying others. They're very good at copying things and making things better. You can copy and make things better. It's okay, right? Celebrate small wins, simple, and focus on winning people that are winning better than you. Go and figure out what they're doing. Go and see what they're doing. And likely you see, it's all very simple stuff. It's not complex, right? It's not complex. So these are the few things I would encourage all of us to do if you want to be purposeful. Right. Okay. I think we are now going on to next, right? Let's talk about the other part of the third thing, the fourth thing, the fourth perspective, which is being learning. I'm going to share my screen real quick.
Yes, being learning based, because just like what I posted before to promote this program, I said, okay, now you have a plan. Okay? Now you have the steps, but then you don't have the information, you don't have the knowledge. So this is where this one comes in as a very, very important component. You have to load yourself up and then you have to continuously learn. Okay, never-ending learning, because the real estate industry is also very dynamic. It's not important, it's very important that you have the knowledge, but also equally very important that you have updated information, because this is what the buyers buy from you, right?
Right.
Information and connections.
Right. So learning based is the foundation of your action plan, meaning every time when you fail or when you succeed, it is a opportunity to learn. Remember, every time when you fail or you succeed, it is an opportunity to learn. I always tell people there's no such thing as failures, only lesson that has not been learned. Right? And if you understand that principle, failing forward is actually very important in what we do, right? So let's think about what is a learning-based individual. An individual has made decision to have use effective learning as a foundation piece of their action plan to develop their lives. Meaning, right, they will not only go to the classroom and learn, they will go and learn through their actions. Does that make sense? They will learn through watching people do their action and doing their own actions, right? They make that decision very clearly. That's why you see, right, there are a lot of successful people who fail and still can go forward very fast. They treat failure as breakfast every morning. And failure is just another word. It's just another lesson. It is not a permanent thing. So sometimes we take failure as a permanent thing, right? Which is not. It is just a lesson that we are learning. Now, continuous failure on the same thing that's a problem, right? But if you fail on one thing, let's learn how to be better on this. Let's learn how to be better on that, right? So these are things that we need to understand. Being learning-based is the foundation of your action plan, right? Now, the ignorance-based is I know what I know and I'll ignore everything else. Being learning-based is I know what I know and there's more to know. There are a lot of things that we actually already know and actually we don't know, right? So being productive help us to learn better. Being productive help us to self-actualize better, right? And there's a lot of enlightenment as we begin to learn more. So what I'm saying is learning-based is a very deep thing. It's just not about going to classes. Does that make sense? Going to classes is only part of the journey. It is putting the things in the action, right? That helps us to become better at learning-based. This is probably one of the challenges I see agents being, they misunderstood learning-based is they are seminar chasers. Have you heard of this term? Seminar chasers. Every time there's a seminar, everyone will be there.
Yeah.
But after the seminars, they go to another seminar. Right?
Yeah.
And they go from seminar to seminar to seminar, and then they realize, actually, I spend 40 hours a week doing seminars. Where's the time for business? Correct? So be very careful what you mean by being learning-based. It's not about just going to the school or going to the class. It's really knowing the necessary things that's helping you to achieve your goal. So for example, today, if your struggle is getting more leads, then you should be focusing on the classes that will give you more leads. So focus on things that matter to you, right? Know it for doing sake. Please, you must do it as you must study this and learn it, right? Gary always says this, don't learn from learning sake, but learn for earning sake. Right? Do not learn for learning sake, but learn for earning sake. So be very clear, what is it that you need to learn in this season of your life, in your career, in your business. There's no way you can learn everything, but learn the things that will help you achieve your goals right now. What is the gap in your business? What are the tools that you need in your business? What is the issues that you need to solve in your business right now? And focus on that right now, right? Right, so there's 4 levels of competency, right? The way we learn things is about how can we move from unconscious incompetence to unconscious competence. Now, the step level 1 of learning is I don't know what we don't know. So some of you coming in here today in this class, you may not understand what is 6% perspective. That's an unconscious incompetence, and most of us start at that level, right? Then now we know what we don't know. Now we know there's this thing called 6% perspective. There's this thing called being learning-based. There's this thing called learning for earning sake. There's this thing called learning for doing sake. Now we know, right? And then now we are translating it into a habit, a conscious competing, because we know we are doing what we know. It's hard to know when you don't do it. If you only know the knowledge or you know the theory behind it, it is not really knowing yet. You got to be doing it consistently, right? Then one day it becomes a natural thing. It becomes unconsciously competence. You become unconscious competent is a natural thing. You wake up and you just do this normally. I'll give you an example. I started doing online trainings during COVID. Now, before that, before COVID, I have never done online training before. I have never used Zoom before, right? But it started because COVID was a need, was a necessity. We had to run the country, had to run the company. So I had to start doing a lot of training programs. I calculated the entire COVID time, I literally had about 300 to 400 sessions done online. training, live training like this online. Personally, for me, 300 to 400 trainings done by myself. I moved from unconsciously incompetent. I didn't know how to use Zoom. Now I understand what is Zoom. I know how to use it. I know how to engage with people online. I began to make this as a common habit. Every Monday morning I wake up and I do this. And now I can just do it like that. Because why? I have done enough to be unconsciously competent. Does that make sense? So it's really a process that we all have to go through. Once we become unconscious competence, meaning whatever we are doing purposefully has now become a habit and a behavior. And congratulations, if you have reached that level one day in that particular thing that you are trying to achieve, you have come to a point where you have become very purposeful in your business, right? Yeah, so that's really focusing on how we put learning base as a foundation of our action plan, right? High achievers reach their goals by making training, education, and self-development the foundational piece of their action plan. So there are about what 60, 70 people here on this group here and also on Facebook altogether. Congratulations, you have made this Monday morning, this 1 hour of your time as a foundation to start your week. Think of it this way. Every Monday morning, we create this session just to help all of you to focus on starting your week correctly and rightly. So this is an opportunity. You have demonstrated that you're putting learning base as the foundation of your action plan in your daily journey, right? So every week in the Monday morning, we are here for you, right? The team in Manila Bay is here for you to educate and give you the opportunity to learn more from whatever we have. We are not going to stop, right? So that's why congratulations, all of you are here. So you should congratulate yourself and you should be happy and you celebrate this morning that you are able to be here and making learning based your foundation of your action plan. You put effort to come here, okay? So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I want to answer questions. What are your ahas when you learn about being learning based? Or Andy, have any questions?
Yeah. But first, let's be thankful that you'll be having this week start every single Monday for free. See, I think you should take advantage of this one. This is going to be a very expensive session. So let's make it a habit. Let's make it a habit to start our Mondays with this learning session. So we'd like to ask if you have any ahas about what was just discussed.
Any ahas, any thoughts, anyone? What are some of the learnings that you have learned from this morning's conversation? Please put in the chat box or on Facebook.
Okay. One thing which is I post here is learn. Yeah, that's what she said. Learning
to earn.
Learning to earn.
Yeah,
exactly. Learning for earning. Correct. Exactly. And then stop being a seminar chaser. So what you do, attend the seminar and then take some points that you learned from the seminar and then apply it immediately. Otherwise, you'll just be attending, and then there will be no results because you're not doing it. You're not implementing it.
That's right. Anyone else?
Oh, another thing. Okay, learning the strategies, everything, the knowledge is very important. But you have to add this knowledge as information. Being consultants, we have to know what's happening in the market. What's the latest update? What are the opportunities? What are the developments? What are the latest updates that we can share with our clients? And you can only find that now at realestatenews.ph.
Right. There's a good comment by Sheila here. In order to be purposeful, you need to already have plans for the following days.
Correct.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Because if you wake up every week and you don't know what you're supposed to do, you are potentially not being purposeful. Focus on your money-making activities. Execute, learn, calibrate, execute, repeat. Exactly. Success is sequential. Success is sequential. It's following a sequence of things that has to happen one by one. Be purposeful, plan, and do things consistently. Awesome. Anyone else?
And to be able to do this, you need very strong discipline.
Right. Correct. We can be copycats of brokers who are selling. We can be copycats of brokers who are already in the level of unconscious competence. Absolutely yes. Be disciplined. Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. What else? What are you learning? Willing to participate in training and actively pursue learning. Awesome. Definitely yes. Anyone else? Any other thoughts? Any other ahas? Any questions? Anyone got any questions? Burning questions? As we come to the end of the hour, anyone got any questions?
Invest in paid courses, yeah. Because when you pay a course, then your focus, your intention is different. Right? Okay, it's nice to have this free courses, which gives you an idea on what to do. What maybe, okay, you got some points here, then you have to learn some more about that thing that you want to do. Invest in yourself, invest in learning.
Yeah, there's a good question here by Juliet. What's my daily ritual? So, Juliet, this is what I do. I wake up 6:30 in the morning, 6 to 6:30 in the morning. I walk my dog. I had my private time with my dog and myself. I walk him until 7:30. I take my shower. I will start my work probably around 8:30. I have Mondays, I'm doing this, Tuesdays, I'm doing this. I have certain things that I do on a daily basis that is clear. I have people that I need to call every morning. Either I call, email, or WhatsApp, or text them. Meaning people that I have to be in contact. Like today, I have 10 people. I know about 10 people that I have to contact after all my meetings. I have a meeting in the morning and a meeting after this session. I have another meeting, and then I have to make 10 calls. I know. Tomorrow, I have my schedule ready. I know what's happening. My calendar is very, very transparent. My calendar is, I live by my Google Calendar. If I don't have my Google Calendar, if my phone is broken down, my world will collapse, right? So my calendar is very clear. So I always have this beliefs. If it's not on my calendar, I will not do it.
Yeah.
I won't do it if it's not on my calendar, right? So I must do the things that I have to do on my calendar first. And the calendar is likely my 20% of what I need to do in my daily business, right? Hope I answer your question, Juliet.
Actually, I was supposed to ask that with the ones that you mentioned, and then now you mentioned the 20%. What is those most important 20% activities that really comprise with it?
It's always about connecting with people. Because if you want to grow your business, we are in a people business, guys. Starbucks, the co-founder of Starbucks, Howard Schultz, says that Starbucks is in the business of, is in the people's business serving coffee. I believe we are in a people business selling real estate. Does that make sense? So the connection with people should be your priority in what you do, whatever you do. It has to help somehow connect you, your business, your company with someone else. If you're not spending time, or if majority of your time, it is not the effort to connect to people, you potentially may not achieve your goal. So for example, now today, connecting people has many ways. And sometimes, Andy, you and I, you not me, you maybe belong to the generation before there was social media. So connection to you could be events, phone calls. Yes, no, Andy is a different generation. He goes to pharmacies. Yeah, he goes to pharmacies, he get 20%. I was told in Philippines, he get 20% discount when he goes to the pharmacy, right? But anyway, so his way of connecting with people is phone calls. He meet people in events. I always see Andy goes to a lot of events. He dress up very nicely. He goes to all his events. He meet people, right? So he is very into the connection with people. That's how he connects with people. He also do a lot of social media as well. I noticed when those who are friends with Andy on Facebook, you literally saw his entire trip in Switzerland. Yes, he literally went crash landing onto you on Facebook, right? Everyone can see him. So there is a way of connecting as well, right? Creating content to connect with people on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, or whatever. Those are actions that you do to connect with people. So the number one thing that we need to be doing consistently is to connect with people. Now, how to connect with people, you decide. Because today, in this age and time, and this time, we have so many opportunities and so much options to connect with people, right? So these are the things that I think we should be focusing on. Connecting with people should be our #1 priority in whatever we do. That's the core of our business. The real estate agent's core business is lead generation.
Yes.
And the reality is this, guys, it doesn't matter how much you do, it doesn't matter how much money you put in, there will always be not enough leads. This is the fact #1. We will never have enough leads. So the minute you think you have enough leads, that's a problem, that you are in trouble, because that may not be the right way of thinking. You can choose to stop doing more leads because you don't have the time or whatever, that's fine. But if you think that you have enough leads, that's a danger zone to be in, because in reality, there will never be enough leads. That's a fact. Hope that answers your question, Andy.
Yes, very, very, very important that every day, even before, I made it a point that I meet at least 5 new people every day. 5 new, aside from connecting with the old ones. At least 5 new people every day. Just connect with them. And the way to connect with, remember the 33 touches that we have. If that person is really worth connecting with, then I go to an additional, to an extra mile of connecting with them so that you will be remembered.
That's right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to add one more thing. Connect with people with value. Add value to them. Sorry, let me rephrase. When you connect with people, your goal should be adding value to them.
Correct.
Don't connect for connecting's sake. Connect for contributing. Come from a point of contribution. Come from a perspective of contribution. Share things with them that potentially helps them. Right? That to me, that is meaningful connection, because people want to see the connection that has value will always have a strong connection, right? If you're only connecting with no value, it's not going to help you, right?
Yes.
Don't just call him and say, hey, I want to buy something. No, I want to buy something today. I want to buy something tomorrow. There's no value, right? The way of doing it will be, hey, would you want to know the latest report of this particular market?
Correct.
By the way, this is 3 steps that you should do before you sell your house. I just want to share with you 5 things that will help you assess the value of your property. These are 6 things that you do that will enhance the value of your property, right? There are many ways you can come from contribution, because in reality, Andy, there are too many salespeople out there.
Exactly.
Too many of them. So and a lot of them are only interested in the transaction. I want all of us to be interested in the relationship, because it is relationship that will build long-lasting transaction and great referrals. So think about how can you contribute to people. I like some of your agents in Manila Bay. They shoot videos of your project Habitas. I think your project, the one that is with the swimming pool and all that, right? And you send a video to them and say that, hey, I'm relaxing by the pool. You know, if you think this is something that's interesting, let me know. So those are interesting information, right? Showing them, this is a beautiful view here. I'm here and looking at this beautiful view. I hope I wish you were here with me. Or it could be I'm sitting at the pool and I'm reading a book and I'm thinking about who should I meet, who should I talk to, who should I think about, and then your name came to my mind. I want to share this opportunity with you. So it comes from a point of contribution, right?
Yes. Sure.
Right.
And
anything else?
Because worse than not giving value is that the first time you meet a person, you're already asking something from them without giving anything first. So there's no reciprocity yet, right?
Yes. Anyone else? Anyone else got any other questions?
Connect to contribute. Yeah.
That's right.
But then you cannot give what you do not have. So always load yourself up with knowledge and information.
Yeah, so prepare a lot of resources to send out to people. Connect with them. I recently had a great plumber that just managed to fix my house. I managed to fix my house. And I realized that there were not many good plumbers around. So I just share with 10 of my old clients, of old friends that I have, right? I share with them, hey, look, I found this great plumber. And one of them actually used the plumber and say, hey, he's really good, right? So simple things like that, right? Connecting with them and giving them value, right? Cool. What lead generation app or program procedure that we can automate the use? I use a lot of command. I use KW command. KW command is a system that we have. If you're interested, speak to some of our agents here, or you can speak to Andy if you know Andy very well. Andy seems to be a very famous person in Philippines, I was told. Speak to Andy and he will help you. Those are the things that I use to automate my email and my WhatsApp automation, right? Right. Relationship is very vital in establishing connection, not just selling, but knowing some other areas of their life so that the clients can be comfortable with the end. Correct. One of the things, exactly right, Patrick. I always ask questions to my clients last time. How many kids do you have? Where do they go to school? Ask questions like this, simple questions. Then you would know what sort of age group they are in, what do they like. I always said, if I have a chance to meet the children, and really, if you meet any of you bring your kids to meet me, I always ask questions. What do they like? What are they interested in? Right? Because if I really want to build relationship, right, that's how I do it, right? You need to get to know the other parts of the family, right? Get to know the other parts of the system in their lives. If you want to be meaningful in their lives, right? So yes, ask questions about their family or about people around them. Okay.
Now, one last question. You've already shared with us what we should learn, but do you have tips on what we shouldn't learn? Which wastes our time?
Very, very good question. Be very careful with short-term success models or short-term successful things. Be very careful how you can be successful in 3 days. Be very careful with stuff like that. Be very careful with short-term gain. What I'm trying to say is right now, learn things that give you long-term gain, right? Build behaviors, build stuff. And learn things that is relevant to what you need to achieve in your goal right now. There are a lot of things to learn, and everything to me is good. But learn things that is relevant to you right now. Don't learn things that is not relevant to you at all, right? So, because someone come and ask me, so how do I use technology? My question, then I ask this question to this person. So, how does your database look like? Well, what's the database, right? So then technology is not something you should learn. You should learn about database first, because if you don't have database, you don't clear your database, technology is pretty much useless for the real estate business, right? So be clear where you are, learn the things that matter to you now, that can help you achieve your goal now, right? And start from there. There are a lot of things you should not be learning. And I always think real estate is a very hyper local business. It's very focused on certain segment. If you're in this segment, and it's true, the more successful agents that I meet and I talk to, my observations is they are very focused in certain segment. They are very clear what kind of clients they are meeting. They're very clear what kind of properties they are focusing on. Therefore, they learn and do things according to those area of focus. So in short, Andy, learn things that will help you in your area of focus right now, and they will help you solve your immediate problems right now. Learn those things, because there are too many things to learn. Yes. Right? And don't focus on learning everything. Don't try to learn everything and be smart. Nobody can do that. There's a book that I read called Who Not How. Very good book. Highly recommend everyone. Who Not How. Sometimes there are a lot of solutions that we can find someone to solve rather than we go solve ourselves, right? So sometimes it's not about learning that, right? For example, it's just an example. We can spend a lot of time learning how to shoot a video, and it takes out a lot of time. But are we going to be a video producer? Are we going to be a media producer? My answer is likely no. But I see so many agents get involved in shooting videos. Now, if it's something that you like to do, you have fun, great. But if you struggle to do it and this is not something that is fun and it's not something that you are good at, maybe you outsource to someone else would be better and you go and learn something else. Correct? You understand what I'm trying to say? Focus on things that matters to you. Yes, the title of the book is called Who, Not How. Who, Not How. That's the title of the book.
Okay.
It's a yellow color book. Who, Not How.
Who, not how.
Yes.
Now, just let me share with you how I value learning, because I've noticed, especially with the young people, when they attend the CPD classes here just for compliance, just to renew their licenses, and that's it. Or maybe they attend they even hate short classes because, oh, I know that already. That attitude is what stagnates people. Now, you mentioned earlier that I came from a different generation, but the dinosaurs were out already during that time. So, been here for 35 years. I had my license already for 35 years before 2009. Now, but still, just for the past 6 months, I finished my short course in Harvard, which is organizational development. I'm graduating on the 27th for real estate management, which is a prerequisite to get the license, which I don't need anymore because I've been licensed for the past 35 years, but still took it. And I'm currently taking the CRS, the Certified Residential Specialist in the US. So, which means, and until now, I feel that I don't know anything about real estate. So much to learn. And everything's getting very dynamic, especially with technology. So I think just like there's not enough leads, same thing, there's not enough learnings, which you should do every day.
Right. That's exactly right. Exactly right. So if you're having a course or a lesson or a tool that can help you generate more leads, go learn that. That should be a number one priority, right? That's the one thing that will help you achieve your goal. Everything else doesn't matter anymore. Now, if someone can shoot a better video, great at doing videos, fantastic. But if it's not helping you hit your goal, do something else. Right?
Okay.
That's my advice.
So again, I hope everybody enjoyed. If you don't have any questions, I hope everybody enjoyed this session. Next week, I hope we can all start and log in early. We open 10 minutes before 9, and we play the video, which takes about 15 minutes. So 9:05 we'll start so that we can have a longer discussion and then learn more from our very special speaker, Mr. Jonathan B. Singh, and also be more open in sharing. There are no stupid questions, right? So don't be shy. It's better to commit the mistakes here during this learning session than to commit that mistakes in front of your clients, right? So again, I just have some announcements. If you are learning from this one, on Thursday, we will have a command training. We call it the Tech Thursday, which is at 10 a.m. And also very, very exciting. If you are enjoying these learnings from Jonathan, who is sharing this not only from what he has learned, trained for, but also from what he has experienced, we will have a very special guest on Monday, who is the top agent of KW Malaysia, and who is Mr. Tony Ong. This is confirmed. Right, Jonathan?
Yes. Do we have the poster out? Can we have the poster out?
Yes, we will have the poster out, and we will have this poster out earlier. We'll have that maybe even this afternoon, so we can start the campaign for this. And if you like this learning, this is now, we have the recording, but this is now available on Facebook, which you can watch anytime. You share with your agents, with your teams who are not here. You share it with them anytime, and maybe do a group watch, so they can also learn.
Right. I just want to share about this particular topic. I want everyone to attend this because next week we're going to talk about limiting beliefs, right? And I think that's probably one of the most important perspectives. How do we overcome limiting beliefs? And I've gotten Tony. Tony is from Malaysia. He's one of our top agents. Tony has been doing more than 100 transactions per year as a single agent.
Wow.
Right? And he came from a non-limit, like he understood how to overcome limiting beliefs. So I wanted him to share his insights of how he has been able to achieve it. And this year he has already surpassed what he has done last year. So I wanted all of you to be here. Call your friends, bring your business, call your office business partners or whoever in the industry. Come to this event online next week, Monday, because I think you don't want to miss Tony live. And you can ask him questions. He's actually a tall, dark, handsome guy, but he's married, unfortunately, happily with one kid. But he definitely definitely is a good person or good resource to help us demonstrate what does it mean by having that proper 6% perspective, especially the perspective of how to overcome limiting beliefs, right? Removing limiting beliefs. So I hope all of you will be able to attend live online, right? Cool. Back to you, Andy.
Yeah, we have a question. Can we attend the live program in the office? Okay, I have very good news for you. Not only can you attend the live session here in the office, we will also be serving breakfast here in the office on Monday. So if I were you, because we only have 100 slots here on Zoom, so you better register early when we release the registration link. This is going to be very exciting next Monday, and it gets better and better every single week. And we learn some more. And then we start our Mondays positively and also with a lot of new learnings. So with that, again, we'd like to thank Jonathan for being so generous and so unselfish in sharing with us all these very important learnings that we can use to improve our business and not only our personal sales, but also in building our business. So, Jonathan, any parting words for our audience today?
Right. So my last thought is this. I have so much experience seeing how some people's life change when they are able to be very purposeful in what they do, and they focus on doing the unnatural things to help them achieve their goals. And so much life has changed. So I hope the 60, 70 people that's watching this today from Facebook, from Zoom today, that you will consider a new approach in your business by being purposeful. I promise you, if you do it consistently and do it well, I believe it will change your business and change your life and the life of the people around you. So I thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being part of it. And thank you for having me here. I'm so excited to do this every week. I look forward to see everyone next week. Thank you.
So let's make it a habit. Let's practice this and make it a habit to practice the 6 personal perspective and be like the champions who were interviewed in this study. So last request is, can we request everyone to turn their videos on for a nice souvenir group photo? Don't be shy. See, oh, by the way, this is one tip which I've always been reminding our agents. Whenever you have opportunities, gatherings, whether in person or even online, please make sure that you are in your most professional or business attire. Why? Because you are already networking. Whether it's just a seminar or a business meeting, with people. So I always ask myself, before I dress up, when I'm dressing up, will people want to connect with me? Will people want to do business with me? Will clients trust me with a multi-million peso transaction? Then that is how you decide what to wear. Okay. So every opportunity, every gathering is an opportunity. we are our stores, right? So let's clean up the store and make it very, very presentable and ready to do business. So again, one quick photo. One quick photo, yeah. Okay, let's just take the shot. One, and then another page. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if you can always review this and take notes, and most importantly, apply what we have learned today. Thank you very much, and have a very productive Monday. See you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching.